Imagine someone who once thrived on controlling you suddenly sees silence where once there was obedience. The narcissist, who believed they could bend your world to their whims, now faces emptiness. And in that emptiness, chaos. They're disoriented, frustrated, and enraged all at once. The one person they thought they owned has stepped away, and suddenly they are powerless. What you're about to discover isn't just about them missing you. It's about the hidden, often toxic ways a narcissist tries to reclaim control, and why long-term no contact is the ultimate strategy to protect yourself. If you're watching this and wondering how to stay safe while a narcissist reacts, hit pause, take a deep breath, and remember, no contact isn't cruelty, it's a shield. Every time you resist engaging, you reclaim your power. Comment, "I'm done," if you're ready to stop their manipulation, and let's break this cycle together. When a narcissist encounters long-term no contact, the first thing they feel is sheer panic. They were used to constant reinforcement of their power, your reactions, your emotional responses, your availability. Without it, they're confronted with a vacuum. Imagine someone whose ego is built entirely on external validation suddenly left in a room with mirrors that reflect only themselves. They start questioning their own importance. Why aren't you responding? Why aren't you engaging? Their sense of identity is challenged, and that challenge often manifests as rage, anxiety, or obsessive thinking. This initial shock is like pulling the rug out from under someone who believed the world revolved around them. They may attempt to reach out impulsively, test boundaries, or deploy small manipulations, but the emptiness you create is the first crack in their illusion of control. After the initial shock of silence, a narcissist often enters what I call idealization reversal. This is where they replay in their mind all the moments when they felt in control, when their charm, manipulation, or attention seemed to keep you under their orbit. They begin to romanticize the past, but it's not love. They are mentally recalibrating, trying to figure out how they lost their hold. Every smile you once gave, every compromise you made, becomes a data point in their internal narrative of power and loss. They wonder, how did I let this slip? What did I do wrong? But it's rarely about introspection in a healthy sense. It's about strategy. They sift through memories to identify leverage points, to imagine the ways they could reel you back in. Sometimes they even convince themselves you miss them, projecting their own craving for control onto you. They may overthink every interaction, every small social cue, replaying conversations in their mind for mistakes they can exploit. This mental looping is exhausting for them. But it's all a performance designed to restore a sense of superiority. It's important to recognize that during this stage, you're not missing out on reconciliation. You're witnessing the narcissist's inner chaos. They are grappling with the reality that the control they once assumed as theirs is no longer available, and this sense of lost power fuels everything they do next. Understanding this gives you a strategic advantage. You see that their attempts to reconnect or manipulate aren't about you. They're about their need to reclaim a narrative they never truly had control over. When a narcissist realizes that long-term no contact is holding firm, their next move is often a covert attack on your reputation, a smear campaign. This is where they try to turn the world against you, subtly or overtly, because if they can't control you directly, they want to control how others see you. They may spread half-truths, exaggerate conflicts, or paint you as unreasonable, vindictive, or unstable, carefully crafting a story that casts themselves as the victim. Social media becomes a battleground. Mutual friends are drawn into their narrative, and even casual acquaintances can start hearing distorted versions of events. The goal isn't always total success. It's to shake your sense of stability and make you doubt yourself, hoping you'll break contact rules and engage again. They thrive on the chaos this creates because it reinforces their perception that they still wield influence. Every whispered rumor, every subtle accusation is a tool to make you feel isolated, guilty, or defensive. They may even attempt to manipulate people you trust into questioning your judgment or loyalty. What's critical to understand is that this behavior reflects their desperation, not your failings. The smear campaign is a sign that your no-contact boundary is working. It's triggering them because it strips away their power. Recognizing this helps you detach emotionally from their attempts to manipulate your social world. You see clearly that their attacks are about maintaining control and saving face, not about correcting any perceived wrongdoing on your part. In essence, the smear campaign is their weapon of last resort against a reality they cannot dominate. After attempts to undermine you, a narcissist often shifts into hoovering tactics, the classic pullback strategy designed to suck you back into their orbit. When long-term no contact threatens their sense of control, they will test boundaries with subtle, calculated moves. You might receive unexpected messages that seem casual, "Hey, how have you been?" or small gifts that appear thoughtful but carry an unspoken expectation. They may reminisce about the good times or feign vulnerability, hoping to awaken empathy or nostalgia. Sometimes they send cryptic texts that provoke concern or guilt, designed to elicit a reaction without committing fully. The key here is subtlety. Overt aggression rarely works once the contact barrier is solid, so they rely on these psychological hooks. Their goal isn't reconciliation in a genuine sense, it's control. Each message, each interaction is a probe, a way to test whether your resolve is cracking. They may also create scenarios that seem coincidental, showing up where they know you'll be or interacting through mutual friends, all to gauge your response. Hoovering is manipulative, yet it's often disguised as caring or regret. Recognizing these tactics for what they are is crucial because engaging even minimally can reopen the door to manipulation. The longer you maintain your no-contact stance, the more the narcissist struggles internally. They face the reality that they cannot compel your attention or obedience. Every hoovering attempt that fails reinforces your power, while simultaneously exposing the narcissist's desperation, frustration, and inability to control a life they never truly owned. When a narcissist fails to get a response through hoovering, they often turn to obsessive monitoring. This is where their need for control becomes almost pathological. They begin tracking your life in ways that are hidden but relentless. Social media becomes their window into your world. Likes, comments, stories, or posts are dissected for clues about your routines, emotions, or relationships. They check mutual friends, monitor online interactions, and may even try to subtly gather information from people around you. It's not curiosity. They are searching for leverage, ways to anticipate your moves, or evidence that you might be vulnerable to re-engagement. Even minor changes, like a new job, a new relationship, or travel plans, are analyzed as potential opportunities to regain influence. This monitoring can extend offline too. They may appear coincidentally in places they know you frequent or ask mutual contacts seemingly innocent questions. The obsessive focus isn't about caring for your life. It's about controlling the narrative and ensuring that psychologically they never fully lose their grip. The more you stay unresponsive, the more frustrated they become and the more intense their surveillance can grow. Understanding this pattern is essential because it highlights the narcissist's desperation and reveals that your absence is destabilizing them. While it can feel invasive or threatening, recognizing it as a symptom of their need for control, not a reflection of your choices, helps you maintain boundaries. Every check they make without your engagement reinforces your independence and chips away at their perceived authority. As time stretches on without contact, a narcissist often experiences intense emotional instability. Their carefully maintained facade of confidence begins to crack, revealing sudden mood swings, irritability, or silent brooding. One moment they may act as if nothing has changed, projecting arrogance and superiority, and the next, they might lash out indirectly through friends, social media, or even unexpected messages. This volatility is not about genuine emotion toward you. It's a reflection of their inner turmoil. Without your reactions to feed, validate, or manipulate, their sense of control evaporates, leaving them facing emotions they rarely allow themselves to feel: anxiety, frustration, and even self-doubt. This emotional instability can be unpredictable, making it hard for anyone observing them to anticipate their behavior. They may oscillate between aggression and false charm, attempting to regain influence through whatever means seem available. Even when outwardly composed, internally, they're replaying scenarios, imagining how to regain control, or obsessing over perceived slights. Recognizing this pattern is crucial because it signals that your no-contact boundary is working. The narcissist is reacting to the loss of power rather than any actual grievance with you. Their emotional volatility is essentially a mirror of the vacuum created by your absence. It's not about you misstepping, it's about their inability to tolerate being powerless. Understanding this helps you detach emotionally from their fluctuations, seeing them as desperate responses rather than personal attacks, and reinforces the importance of maintaining boundaries despite the turbulence they try to stir. When a narcissist faces prolonged no contact and sees their attempts to manipulate fail, they often resort to projection and blame. This is where they shift responsibility for the broken connection onto you, framing the situation as if you are the one at fault. They might claim that you cut them off unfairly, that you overreacted, or that you are somehow unreasonable or ungrateful. Every boundary you set becomes twisted into evidence of your supposed failings, while they position themselves as the misunderstood or victimized party. This projection serves two purposes. It deflects attention from their own behavior and maintains their illusion of control. By blaming you, they preserve the narrative that they are justified and that you are the one who disrupted the dynamic. Often, these accusations are subtle, appearing in conversations with mutual friends, social media posts, or indirect remarks that make others question your judgment. The danger lies in the emotional pull. They aim to provoke guilt, doubt, or even a reaction that breaks your no-contact resolve. Recognizing projection is essential because it exposes the narcissist's desperate attempt to reclaim authority over a situation they cannot control. Their blame isn't an objective assessment, it's a strategic tool designed to manipulate perception. By staying detached and not engaging, you strip away their power, leaving them to confront their own failure to dominate or influence you. The more firmly you maintain your boundaries, the clearer it becomes that their accusations and blame are about their need to preserve ego and control, not any real wrongdoing on your part. When a narcissist finally realizes that no contact is permanent, they face what is often their most hidden and uncomfortable struggle: internal collapse. All the strategies, manipulations, and emotional ploys they relied on suddenly lose their effectiveness, leaving them confronted with a reality they cannot dominate. Behind their usual mask of arrogance and charm, there's confusion, frustration, and even self-doubt. They may replay every interaction, searching for a misstep, a reason why their control slipped. But the truth is, the power they thought they had was never truly theirs. This internal collapse can manifest in different ways: bitterness, silent resentment, or even obsessive rumination. Some narcissists attempt one last, desperate hoovering effort, while others retreat into a private world of imagined grievances and narratives where they still hold the upper hand. Importantly, this collapse is not about reconciliation. It's about their inability to control outcomes. The absence of your attention, your reactions, and your engagement forces them to face their limitations, something they rarely do under normal circumstances. Recognizing this stage helps you understand that their silence or fading influence isn't weakness on your part. It's a consequence of maintaining your boundaries. The more firmly you remain unresponsive, the more they are forced to confront their own fragility, and the less power they actually have over you. In essence, internal collapse is the narcissist's ultimate admission. Your independence cannot be manipulated, controlled, or undone, and their obsession with regaining dominance is, finally, futile. The truth is, when you commit to long-term no contact, you're not just walking away, you're fundamentally shifting the balance of power. A narcissist thrives on control, attention, and the reactions they can provoke. And when you remove that fuel, their world begins to unravel. From the initial shock of silence to the desperate replaying of memories, from smear campaigns to hoovering tactics, obsessive monitoring, emotional instability, projection, and finally internal collapse, they are reacting, not reasoning. Each stage is a reflection of their need to maintain dominance, not an indication that you've done something wrong. Understanding this is crucial because it removes the fear and the guilt that narcissists try to impose on you. Their attempts to manipulate or provoke are a mirror of their own chaos and vulnerability, not a measure of your value or choices. By holding firm, by refusing to engage, you protect your energy, reclaim your autonomy, and demonstrate that your life is yours alone. No contact is more than a boundary. It is a powerful act of self-preservation and self-respect. Every attempt they make to pull you back only confirms that you are breaking the cycle. And eventually, as they confront their inability to control you, you'll notice something important. Their power diminishes while your clarity, strength, and peace grow. In the end, maintaining distance isn't about punishment. It's about liberation, your liberation from manipulation, drama, and a relationship that never served your best interests.